Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you're tuning into. Today, y'all, I have a very special guest, Chanel Rowe. We're getting ready to introduce her. But today, we're going to be talking about a topic that I really feel like is timely, especially as we get ready to close out such an amazing year. Get ready to set the tone for 2023. So today we're going to be getting into hanging up your firefighter hat, the keys to a business and clients you love. If you found yourself right now waking up, right, getting ready to start the workday, or you're ending the workday and you're putting out fire after fire, or you're working around the clock trying to meet client demands, right? Because you secretly fear losing them to a competitor. Well, today, y'all, Chanel Rope has a very special treat in store for us. So let me go ahead and stop talking, pass over the mic to this queen. Chanel, go ahead, please introduce yourself. Tell us all about the magic about what you do.
Thank you for having me, Allante. And it's such a pleasure to be here in your community, right? Now, in terms of what I do, in a nutshell, I help coaches to get client success without burning out, right? And for me, it's literally coming from the fact that I was a people pleaser. I was living life to meet everybody's expectations except myself, and it burned me out. Like at 21, I was burnt out to the fact where I was sick, but I kept going, like sick,
Yeah.
like my body literally wasn't regulating my temperature well, and I kept
Mm,
going, right?
yes.
Family relationships were down the drain, friendships were down the drain because I was so focused on delivering well and ensuring that everybody that I served got results,
Yeah.
right? And so for me, it's like it's just by the grace of God I am here. And God has shifted me into actually now helping entrepreneurs to get that client success without burning out themselves.
Yeah.
And I am excited to do it, like seriously excited to do it because I know the effects of not having that done properly.
Yes, I love that, and I know that you are a Jesus girl, and so one of the things that pointed out to me, and hello, y'all, if you're tuning in live, go ahead and comment down below #live #replay. Hello, y'all. Oh, hello. Wow,
Oh
y'all
no,
keep
I'm kind of
going
curious. Like,
in.
who am
I
I?
know you are too. And if y'all can click in the link inside the post, let us know, let StreamYard know what your name is, so we can properly acknowledge y'all. But there's this saying that your anointing lies in what annoys you the most, right? In other
Ooh.
words, comes from is birthed from our pain. And I relate because I come from a corporate background. Working 40, 50, 60 plus hour work weeks, right? You're burning out. But we're so, I was in my early 20s too. We're young, we're getting ready to start this career. We feel like we have all this energy in the world to really just over deliver and overwork and try to prove our worth to someone else, when in reality, we're secretly self-sabotaging the success that we're
Mhm.
working towards and building up to. So I want to learn more about where did it all start for you, Chanel? Where did it all start from, from college to your education to really getting out there and transitioning from burnout into being a client success strategist?
Well, I've been a planner all my life, right? If you ask me what's the thing that I do fabulously well and like it's my zone of genius, it is planning, right? But when you merge that together with the fact that my alma mater was the motto was "Age quod guess, whatever you do, do it well,"
Mm,
right?
okay.
I love doing things well and I love getting results. So it's kind of like you merge those two. I landed in corporate and I was actually responsible for planning and implementing a whole lot of systems and support and ensuring that clients got results. Whether it was internal clients or external clients, they had to get results at whatever the cost because it would cost the company money if they didn't,
Yes.
right? And so you mean you're over serving because the customer is king. That's my first job. That was the my first corporate job. That was the mantra that they told us. The
Mhm.
customer is king. Do whatever it takes to please the customer. And so
Yeah.
you land with that and you're like, oh my God, I have to do everything possible to not make the customer upset because they might leave us, as you say, go to a competitor. So you work your ass
Yes.
off to do that, right?
Yes.
And I mean, God eventually shifted me out after almost 10 years in corporate. I was dissatisfied. I was exhausted. I was getting sick again, like constantly. Like it get I don't know, you get sick so often. It's just like you get up on one thing, you get sick again. You get up on one thing, you get sick again. I'm like, God,
Yes.
what the hell? Right? And that's when I
Yeah.
realized the Lord said to me, leave. And I was like, God, what do you
Mm.
mean leave? At the time, I only had 3 months of money in my bank account to cover expenses, and I
Mhm.
got up and I left. No plan,
Yes.
right? And leaving for me was like the best decision I could have ever done. That was last year, March. Leaving, the best decision I could have ever done because,
Congratulations.
girl,
Let me give you your flowers, okay? Because this is not just something you just passed over lightly. All right.
girl,
Let me stop and y'all congratulate her for that
woo,
transition.
yes.
Congratulations, Queen. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
Girl, that's the best thing. Like, I don't regret making that decision because the Lord shifted me. He showed me what was the root behind why I felt that I had to serve the way I had to serve. And
Yes.
then He just showed me that passion that I always had in my heart. If you ask any one of my friends, the thing that I'll cuss the most about
Yes.
is when I see them overstepping their boundaries to serve others, when I see them not being able to say no, whenever I see them working out, going out of the way to serve others while at the expense of themselves, it gets me upset, gets me mad,
Yes.
right? And so that's kind of how I ended up shifting into being a client success strategist, where I now help entrepreneurs to avoid the same pitfalls that I fell into, right? Using
Yes.
my gifts for planning to do that.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, you are clearly, very clearly living in your divine alignment. And that is one thing I look for. I salute you for that because that's not, again,
It's just
that's
like,
not easy, y'all. So I love that. So let's kind of pivot. Let's kind of paint the picture for those tuning in because right now we're talking to those professional service providers, those with service based businesses. So let's kind of get into right now the current way of how they may be managing their business and managing their clients right now, putting out fires every single day. Like, what does that look like right now?
huh. I actually have an interesting question. I mean,
Yeah.
the theme or the topic for today's chat is hang up your firefighter's hat, right? And I would love to know, when I say firefighter, what's the first imagery that comes to mind for you?
Mm. I'll answer this. Y'all type that in the chat box.
I would love to know. I would love to know. I tried this before, and it was very interesting the feedback I got, and I would love to see if I'm going to get that same picture.
Okay. The question is, what immediately comes to mind when you think of a firefighter? When I think of a firefighter, I think of they're spraying that huge hose on like this house is blown up in fire. That's like the immediate image I think about. But y'all tuning in live and catching this on replay, what comes to mind? Like what image comes to mind when you think about a firefighter?
Probably just give them like a few more seconds,
Yeah.
and then we're going to jump with your response.
All right.
All right. So you said when you thought of a firefighter, the immediate image that came to mind was the big fire hose fighting a fire,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at the key of that is what? Reacting,
Mm.
right? And that is the mistake. That is the old way of doing business. I'm not going to say the mistake. It's the old way of doing business where we are taught to react,
Mm.
right? It's always, if you look at it, it's always overworking, you're reacting, doing more work, you're over delivering, you're doing more, diffusing a fire, a raging fire. See, it's
Yes.
reacting, right? And what that shows up in your business as is your clients are having last minute issues and you're running to solve them, right? Your team are having issues because you probably missed it. You're running to solve them. You're working late at night to get things under control. You're putting your family to the side to spend more time in your business, reacting
Mm.
to things, always reacting, right? And the
Yes.
thing about that is, if you're constantly reacting, it means one, you never have time to spend time with your family because you keep robbing from Peter to pay Paul, right? It's
All right
unexpected.
now.
If you're always reacting, it's always going to be something that's
Absolutely.
unexpected. Fires are not expected.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that visual. It was a great visual.
Fires are not expected. Like you literally, anytime there's a fire, you're always running. Oh my God, call the fire department, which is you if you're a
Yeah.
one man, if you're a one man if you're a one man business, right?
Yes.
Or it's your team, it's still you at the head, so you have to be running. Call the fire department. You rush
Yeah.
down. Oh my God, let's get this under control. Let's see. This is what the fire looks like. Oh my God, what do we need
Yeah.
to do to solve this? It's your mind keeps going. You have no
Absolutely.
space to actually be at the forefront of your business because you're always reacting.
Mm. And let's dive into this a little bit more because let's go deeper and really paint a picture of what exactly this looks like on a day-to-day basis, right? For some of those business owners out there. So if you're right now in this reactant state right now, meaning that you have all these different things going on internally and externally with your clients and with the team, right? That could look like right now, maybe you're running your business from your head, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe you're running your business from, pen and paper, a notebook, a journal of some sort, maybe even a whiteboard, right? And so when you're doing it this way, then, and you can correct me because this is your area, but it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like from an operational standpoint, maybe there's no templates, or maybe there's no documentation, or maybe there's no process, no set process in place for how to ongoingly manage clients, how to fulfill on clients, how to manage the team. And so when you wake up and then you get all these different inquiries, oh my God, such and such needs this, or this is happening, or this team member needs that, then you find yourself being pulled in all these different directions. And soon enough, you're spread so thin. Like you said, you don't have time, you're burning out your energy, your work weeks and work days are just longer than what they should. You're working overtime on the weekends, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is
And I
what
mean, I think for me as well, it's also a case where it could be a case where a lot of coaches will complain about the fact that hey, my clients are not doing the work, but hey, why you can't? Do you have a process to know why your client is not doing the work,
yeah,
right? It could be a matter of you're spending and this happens with a lot of the six-figure and up entrepreneurs. You're literally tied to your email, you're tied to Slack, you're tied to Messenger,
email.
you're tied to that because God knows if anything goes wrong, the entire house comes tumbling down,
Yep.
right? You're tied to having to handle client issues on the go, right? You never know what's going to come up with your clients and what's going to happen. It's the same thing with your teams because then it's like your teams are also, because you have no processes or if you have a
Mhm.
process in your head, right? It's always like you're having to handle your team and bring them back onto the right track, which just
Yes.
eats into your entire time, eats into your entire energy, right? You
Yeah.
don't have any time to do anything because you're always reacting.
Yes, yes, and I love that you emphasize email too, because what
Oh,
I find myself doing too is the more I remove myself from different parts of the business and I get more into chief visionary role, I spend a lot more time in emails, right?
oh,
And so I come across like clients and different people I'm connecting with, and I notice that they're spending majority of their work, maybe 50% of their work week in their email, managing
mhm.
projects from their email. So you're
Yes.
that email right there being tied to it. And we all know distractions are the number one productivity killer. And so
Hmm.
if you're tied, like you said, chained to your email and your inbox, and there's an email coming in, then soon enough, you find yourself responding to one, and now 3 hours later, you're still
It's
responding to
illegal.
more emails. You didn't really get anything done, for your business. That starts creating what one of the people in our network calls a leakage effect. That creates
Mhm.
that profit leak that now starts to
Yes.
secretly kind of eat into your profits and then your revenue, and then soon enough, your
Yeah.
business could crash and burn. So Chanel, what is this new way? Now that we kind of talked about going from this or being in this reacting state, what is the new way of managing business and clients without the stress, without the burnout, without the exhaustion? What does that look like?
No, the one area of fire management that few people talk about, you will probably do it, but it's not a lot in the business world. It's not really done as often. Is fire prevention.
Talk about it. Yes, ma'am.
Right? You're so busy firefighting and trying to get things done that you never actually get to the point where you're actually planning what to do in the event that there's a fire. And two, ensuring that you prevent a fire from happening.
Mm,
Right? And to get down into this a little bit more from client success perspective, I believe that there are three key areas that you can actually work on in your business to prevent, either plan what to do if there's a fire or prevent a fire from happening, right? And the first thing is, and I'm going back to that fire analogy, is avoid fireproof your business in terms of intruder proofing it and baby
Mm,
proofing your business, right? And what do I mean by that, right? If an intruder enters your house and causes damage, an intruder meaning your client, a bad fit client enters your house and causes damage, you have to call the fire department to come in and fix that, right? And I mean, I was actually talking to somebody last week, and she was telling me about a case where she admitted a client who literally disrespected her around the clock.
oh my
And she's
God.
like, oh my God, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, and then when I heard the situation, I said to her, you literally couldn't have done anything. You just let a bad fit client in, right?
Mm,
And to go to the baby proof example now, if you're not baby proofing your house and your kid get into any of those electrical outlets and just plug their finger in, not only do they hurt themselves, but they also could burn the house down, burn
mhm.
your program, burn your business down, right?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so, and so from that angle, you need to ensure that the clients that you're letting into your business are equipped to work with you and they're prepared to work with you. And I call those God fit clients, right? You
Yes.
screen those clients during the enrollment process to ensure that they're a good fit. And if they're not a good fit, they're an intruder or they're a baby, and it's like, sorry, I can't help you. I need to refer you on to somebody else.
Yes. I want to pause there and make a valid point. It is okay, y'all, to fire clients.
It is okay to fire clients. I
Yes.
100% agree with that.
It is okay, like you said, for the success and longevity of your business. It is okay to turn down clients as well. I
Mhm.
remember there was when I first started working with one of my previous clients, she turned down a couple of corporate clients. And she was worried about, okay, these were some really great clients and the cash flow was going to be amazing, but it wasn't an energetic fit. And so she had to
Mhm.
turn them down, not knowing that there was some more abundance on the way, not knowing three more clients of her caliber. Those God fed clients were right on the way.
Yes.
And see what happened when you, number one, put those boundaries in place, when you
Mhm.
fireproof your business, when you stop letting those clients from hell, is what we call them, come into your
Oh.
business to jeopardize what you have built. Oh my God, going forward, one, I've seen that people start falling even more deeper in love with their business.
Mhm.
They get back to the joy and the passion of why they got into business in the first place. And then it's like, they have this light, this lightness about them. Absolutely amazing. But I just wanted to pause there and touch on that because that was a huge point. Please continue on.
Oh, and I definitely agree with you around that, because I mean, when you serve clients who are literally sucking the life out of you, and that's what I call it, suck the life out of you. Those bad fit clients, they it's like vampiric energy. It suck the life and energy out of you, right? It
Yes.
stresses you out. It you don't look forward to working with them. You don't look forward to showing up with them. It's just like, oh my God, I have that
Yes.
meeting with that client today, and yada yada. We need to do this. Like, oh my God, I can't wait for it to be done. And is that a business? Is that working with clients you love? No,
Yes.
no.
Yes. So good. So good. Rich, raw, real conversations. I love it. I love it.
Society, yeah. So it's good to fire clients, and it's good to say no to the ones that you know are gonna be a good fit.
Yes. Yes.
Now, the second area to look out for in your business in terms of fireproofing your business is to ensure your coaching program in terms of your process to get client results is not a fire hazard, right? And what do I mean by that? I don't know if you ever watched the show The Hoarders, right? Where
Mhm.
people just pack everything in. It's just like, oh my God, you can't stop yourself until you look on their house. Every surface is covered with something. The floor, the table, the cupboards, everything just has a whole pack of junk on it. Not to
Yeah.
say that everything in your program is junk, but you need to ensure that your process to get your clients results from point A to point B is crystal clear. It has resources, it has the meetings that will support
Yeah.
them, and it's also efficient for you.
Yeah.
right? So it's about ensuring that your clients are adequately supported while ensuring that you are not going to kill yourself off trying to deliver this thing to them, right? And so it's finding that balance between that efficiency and that clarity to ensure that things are easy to go through without overwhelming you,
Yes. Love it. I love it. I love
right?
it. Yes. And there was a comment on your first point, not needing to accept every client and being in the position to fire someone if they don't align with you. Absolutely stay in divine alignment. Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
then your coaching program. I love that. I love that.
Mhm. And I just want to add that what that person said there is, I think being in a position to fire clients or say no to clients, right? We're always in a position to say fire a client or say no to a client, whether it's you're in need of it or not, right? Because at the end of the day, you might think, oh my God, I really, really need the money for this.
Yes.
But is it really going to be worth at the end of the day if you're going to tear your hair out? You're probably going
Mm,
to lose have relationship problems because of how much this client demands out of you. You're going to have health issues because health and including mental issues sometimes.
yeah.
By the time you're done, is it really going to be worth it?
All money is not good money.
All money ain't good money.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I'd rather say
Absolutely.
no and go figure something out rather than take on somebody who I know is not gonna be a good fit and it's really gonna cause me a whole lot of stress.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay. And so where was I? The
The
third
third
area.
one. Yeah.
Right? The third area is there is a need for fire, there's a need and a demand for fire alarms and smoke detectors in your business.
Mm,
Right?
I like where this is going.
And what does that mean? Smoke alarms help you to figure out when there's actually a smoke way before the fire, right?
Hmm.
Fire alarms help you to know when there's a spark, again, way before the fire. And so even though it leaves you in essence in a bit of reactive mode because you have to get this thing under control, you catch it early enough so that you're able to handle it and out it before it becomes the blazing fire that requires the fireman with his fire hose trying to fight the burning building, right?
Yes.
And what do I mean by that? You need to actually have processes in place in your business to actually monitor your clients' progress and know when there are issues. It shouldn't be a case, and I know a lot of coaches will be like, oh my God, my client needs to raise their hand when they have an issue. And yes, you have a valid point. Your client do need to raise their hand when they have an issue, but you are also the expert,
Mhm.
right? And you, as the expert, will be able to spot issues or potential risk. That's it. Risk is the word
Yes.
before it actually become an issue. You as expert will be able to spot a risk that the novice, which is the person learning from you, your client would not be able to spot, and you'll be able to guide them through that. But if you're only waiting for the sign of a fire, right, and you're
Mhm.
not using those smoke detectors and and those fire alarms to let you know that hey, there's a spark here, there's an issue here,
Yes.
then you miss that opportunity to not be in full reactive mode forever in your business. Always
Mm.
waiting for the client to have a last minute issue and to raise their hand and send me a miss to to solve that. Right? And so those that would be the third one. Put in those smoke alarms, put in those fire detectors, track your client's progress so that you know when they need you versus when they want you.
Mm. I love this. I love this. And if I want to make sure I recap this in a way that you delivered it so eloquently, so beautifully, this is so good. I love the visuals and I love the relation to firefighting. So, when it comes to putting out fires in your business, right, you can either plan for them or prevent them or do both. And
Correct.
so, one, look out for those, we'll call it those flammable clients. They come in and all of a sudden, oh my God, now
Yeah.
your coaching program, your offers, your business is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you fireproof the business, you fireproof the program so that
Mm-hmm.
you have a way of making sure, you have a way of keeping track of the clients, keeping track of the progress, and then monitoring the risk, right? Looking out for what could potentially be a fire. I love
Exactly.
that. Did I get that right?
you got them perfect. Like, oh my God, 100. I don't have 100 figures, but 10 is 100% for you.
Oh, good. And I want to make sure that those who are tuning in, catching this live or catching this on a replay really get this, because this could really transform your business. If right now you are finding yourself putting on this firefighter hat every single day you start or in the workday, because it is a
Yeah.
problem, and this is a problem that you don't want to continue on into the rest of the year, and not even into the next year, 2023. So listen to Chanel. Make sure you have these things in place. You're looking out for those clients. Your coaching programs, your offers are fireproof, right? And you have a way of monitoring and managing risk, because this is how you start hanging up your firefighter hat. And the key to business and clients you love, Queen, I love this.
Yes.
So
And
good.
I think I just want to say as well is for businesses, majority of businesses, whether it's in the coaching industry or just general business industry,
Yeah.
a lot of them are still in a reactive mode,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you shift, and here's what a double win for you. If you shift into proactive mode as a business, one, not only are you going to save time and energy for yourself that you can actually be able to put on your CEO hat and
Yeah.
actually just spend that time and energy into being strategic about your business. You're also, and that's number one. Number two, your clients are still going to be getting results, right? And this is a part of client success I really don't talk about much. But we all know that when clients are very, very happy and they're getting results, guess what increases? Your retention rates. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Clients want to buy from you on repeat because they know what? You talk a good talk, you walk a good walk.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Happy clients multiply.
Happy clients multiply.
So good, so good. So before we end our time together, tell me about one of your favorite transformations or one of your favorite success stories that you've seen in being able to either put out the fire, prevent a fire, or monitor the risk going forward. What's one of those things that kind of stick out to you right now?
I thought very, very hard about this one because I have a lot of favorites.
Yeah.
But one client stood out to me in particular because when we started working together, she was saying to me, Chanel, I have no time. No time for me. It just feels like I'm always running. I'm always on the hamster wheel, just trying to get things under control, trying to serve clients, ensure that they get results. And I'm frustrated because they seem disengaged. People are dropping out with
Yeah.
dropping out of my program without, giving me a heads up or telling me what's happening. And people just not doing the work.
Mm.
Right. And then on top of that, she was also talking about the fact that, hey, her relationship with her husband felt strained. She didn't have time with her kids. She felt like her kids were growing up, and
Mm.
she wasn't getting a chance to be involved and all of that, right? And for me, what she said to me brought tears to my eyes because it resonated so much with the old me.
Mm.
And we worked together to put those three pieces in place, right, in my 30-day intensive, to get those three pieces all mapped out and so forth. And she went ahead and she implemented.
Yeah.
And a month after we worked together, she reached out to me and she said to me, Chanel, I had the first date night I've had in like forever. And
Yes.
it made me want to cry. And
Yeah.
then, and I don't know, she had the first date and she's like, oh my God, it no longer feels like I had the
Mm.
time now to spend time with my kids. And the funny thing about it is that her class, hear me about her kids, her class was her program was still was still running automatically. And now she had the ability to automate things even better because she wasn't automating inefficient processes. And
Mm.
her clients were getting results and she knew ahead of time when they were going off and could actually help to get them back on track. Right.
Mm.
And I think for me that's my favorite story because I always talk about making impact and income with joy, right? And for
Mhm.
me, joy means having the time and the space and the energy to actually steward well over all the areas of your life that God has given you. Steward well over your family, steward well over your relationship with your friends, steward well over your gifts, right? Steward
Yeah.
well over everything that God has put into your hands, right? And so that's for me is my dream for every single client that I work with It's not just about client success without burning out. It's because I know if you're not burning out, then you have that opportunity to make impact and income with joy.
Mm. And with that being said, mic drop. That was beautiful. Oh my God. So good. So good. So of course, I know people are asking, how can they find you? How can they get in contact with you, connect with you? What do you have available, Chanel?
Two ways to contact me. I'm on Facebook, Chanel Robe. Right, I'm sure we can probably drop the link or whatever in the videos after
Yep.
afterwards, right? Or you can actually just send me a messenger on Facebook too. I'm quite happy to chat. If you haven't realized, I'm chatty. And then the second way that you can actually reach out to me is by sending me an email at hello@therobeway.com.
I love it. I love it. We'll be sure to drop those links below inside of this post. Chanel, thank you, Queen, for dropping your gems and sharing your journey and your knowledge and all of these insights on how to put out these fires, right? And fireproofing your business, your programs, your offers, and looking out for those flammable clients. If you guys enjoyed this, if you guys want to see more, comment down below the word CEO. And outside of that, y'all, until next time, we'll be back at it. Stay tuned for some more guest trainings coming on up. And we are getting ready to tune on out, y'all. Bye. Have a great Tuesday and rest of your week ahead.